Orientation Success Group, and our motto is, we will level up organization or business. I want to introduce you all to the team. So the team is Derek, our co-founder, Daniel Crockett, our other co-founder, Chelsea Chambers, marketing partner, Javesa Elder, director of marketing, and Kenny Media, social media specialist, and myself, Jay Hill, or Brandon, like you usually like to call me, our finance partner. Next, I will be passing out to Derek for the company background.
Good afternoon, everybody. Orientation Success Group, known as OSG, we're a group of highly qualified individuals, and like Jay said, it's founded by Mr. Crockett and myself. Kind of the beginning story, we were established in 1990. We went through college together, and we were in the orientation committee at the college, and we saw the impact of orientation at that time. So we know that you win some, you lose some when it comes to orientation. So we wanted universities to win more students, and we, over the years, grew to the group that you see today. And apart from student enrollment, we wanted orientation to set the standard to encourage students to graduate. Again, we started with universities. Our mission statement is to level up your organization, and we can take a good program, make it great. We can take a great program and make it greater. So we will take your program to the next level. After several years of partnering with just universities alone and building credibility, building trust, we grew to new clients outside of universities, and we wanted to create better experience for new hires of a business. So along with orientation at a university, you have your orientation at a job typically. So we pay very close attention to the students and the new hires, and we look at their personal values, and in studying this, we can determine the greatest way to educate. And some of the companies that we partnered with was Delta, Emory University Hospital here in Georgia, and then here's a list of some of the universities that we've worked with.
Okay, so my name is Kina. I'll be doing a statement of needs. OSG focuses on improving the company's overall effectiveness. We start by focusing on improving the company's weaknesses. So basically, we just look at their internal communication and find ways to strengthen that. Usually, they hold like morning huddles or just like monthly meetings. So we kind of find ways to strengthen that and learn how to implicate more strategic plans into telling the employees how to deliver news to clients and everything like that. They also do training programs that we help with. Aside from that, they do external communications, which leads into us helping them learn how to give the company a positive image to the outside. After we help build the company's positive image, we are allowed to reach a larger clientele base for them, which basically just like improving the image and showing them that the company is trustworthy, that they're competent of getting the job done, whatever it is that they need, and basically that they're worth investing. So all of that basically helps to improve the overall performance of that company, which allows them to increase their profits. So that's why we basically say that your company needs us, just because in the end your company will be able to produce more profits in the end. So Javesi will explain more about the internal and external communications.
Okay, hello, my name is Javesi, and I'm here to talk about external and internal communications. Right now, communication is very important when it comes to operating any type of organization, because without communication, then you can't expect to really get anything done. Right now, in the orientation organization, they communicate internally by using email. Emails are a good way to communicate, but there are times where you have to meet with your people face to face, just so everybody is clear on what job and what tasks that they have to do. And sometimes you can't explain everything somebody needs to do through an email. Also, with their external communication, they have a website that has orientation on it, but it's not really effective enough because it only has about 2 sentences on it about orientation. And they also have a Twitter page, which is good because Twitter is very important. Well, it's not. It's important because it's a very popular social media page. And then, I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis. One of the strengths that the organization has is that they do have a social media page. And with that, we realized that a lot of college students do social media. So it's really good to get out there and explain what orientation has to offer on that social media page, so that way everybody is clear on what's going on and get people excited about it. One of the weaknesses that they have is what I just talked about, how they have the school website, but since it only has 2 sentences, it's really not that effective because, most students who are looking into the school that they want to go to, they will probably go to that website to figure out what's orientation about, and if the website doesn't have that much information, it could have the students really lose interest in that school. As far as opportunities, if you come with us, we can help you really get to your orientation opportunities out there. You can gain more future students. And as far as threats, you can lose potential students by the lack of interest that they have. Like I said, with the school website, the lack of interest can really make students decide not to come to the school because, you can't figure out what's special about the school or what to look forward to. People no longer want to go there. And okay, and I looked at competition comparison. I looked into Georgia State's orientation page. And Georgia State's orientation page is very detailed. It shows events on it that orientations have. It also shows the programs that the school has that students can get into. They also have this one part, it's called the midsection. It's called mid-semester and how to cope. It's basically a section that's tells new students what to expect during the semester and how there will be certain challenges that you might face and how to deal with that problem. And I feel like that's a very, very well thought out orientation page. And we're going to turn it over to Chelsea for recommendations.
Thank you, ma'am. Hey guys, my name is Chelsea Chambers, and I will be talking to you about recommendations. Honestly, when you walk around campus, you do hear people talking about, oh yeah, we like our orientation leaders. They're very friendly, they're very fun, but there are a few things that the department in itself can do to kind of make things a little bit better. Right here, improving the image. I said we could create a better experience for transfer students. I myself was a transfer student. And honestly, my orientation session was not the best. I honestly felt like I was being left out. I was not receiving help. And they only showed me 2 buildings. I'm a brand new student. I don't know where I'm going. I need a little bit of assistance. And I feel like the department in itself can do a little better on that. Open up the campus more during orientation sessions. Like the freshmen, they get to come in, they get to stay in the dorms, they get to, experience the UREC and stuff like that. As far as transfer students, we literally walked in, signed our name, we sat in a room for 2 long hours. They showed us the Z6, and that was about it. We didn't really get that on-campus welcoming experience as your freshman class would get. 2, student involvement. I'm not sure if you guys remember the icebreaker parties, but there were icebreaker parties when I came in, and they used to hold them in the hangar gym, and it was a good way for students to meet people from different organizations, meet other students, and games in Love Valley. The department can create games like fencing, play dodgeball, anything like that, and pageants. I'm pretty sure you guys know that there are other organizations on campus that hold pageants. If the orientation department was to hold a pageant, it would be like your first runner-up, second runner-up will become your new orientation leaders. Give it some type of competition instead of just filling out, the application and going in and, hey, that stuff. 3, developing a more effective external communication way. Honestly, if you guys go and look at their Twitter pages, they do not have many followers. They do not tweet as much. Instagram page only has 86 followers. Facebook is non-existent. And believe it or not, people do still go to Facebook to find certain information. So I feel as though if the organization itself created a Facebook page, it would really have fun in the end. And like Javasi stated, the website does not have that much information. It only has 2 sentences. I like to look at websites to see, what's going on, find more information, and the website is very vague. It does not have much on it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Daniel.
Hey, I'm Daniel Crockett, and I'm going to wrap this conclusion up for you. I want to start with saying thank you for letting us give our proposal, and hopefully our presentation has proven that we are more than capable of leveling up your organization. Touch back on our key points. Orientation is really important because that's the first thing to do. That's what sets you up for success as a student, so that can tie hand in hand with graduation rates of your university. But the overall image, bottom line, we need to make orientation more exciting. You should look back in your orientation and say that was a key part of your success, especially your freshman year. Student involvement, the orientation leaders that they have are great, and that's a great way to get students and incoming freshmen to know students that are already on campus. But they need more than orientation leaders in order to make this successful. Then these pageants, these icebreaker parties that you spoke on, they're simple, effortless, affordable ways just to get that stuff going. And developing effective external communication, you just need to reach more people via social media. Just some numbers here. Troy University, very similar in student population. They have over 800 followers on Twitter, while we're boasting 375. They have 784 followers on Instagram. We're barely pushing 80. And West Georgia has no Facebook page, whereas Troy has an amazing Facebook page. And that's one of our most successful stories. But wrapping it up, all we do is orientation consulting, so you need to let our experience become yours and help us level up your organization. And thank you. Any questions?
So what risks are involved if we lose your application?
Where's Tina?
Honestly, there's really no risk. That's what you said, right? There's really no risk. Honestly, everything that we spoke on is pretty positive. The only risk would be the students still not coming out to get involved around it, and that would be on them.
Tell me again how the adjunct recommendation will improve the department.
So with our pageants are very fun, and it's also a way for your fellow students or your fellow wolves to come out and support people. With the pageants, not only will the contestants be able to show their talents and their pretty faces, they'll just be able to come out and make it a more fun way besides just going into one of the ballrooms and filling out papers and doing your typical registration. This will be a fun way for the kids to get involved.
How long would it take to implement your recommendation?
Honestly, it wouldn't take that long. The pageant would probably be the longest since they have not done it in the past. I would say give that a year, but as far as like your icebreaker parties and your games, they wouldn't take long. Your longest would might be 2 to 3 weeks to make sure you have a venue and that campus security will be in place because we do want to have that because we want to keep the campus safe.
Why would you work with your consulting company will be a smart choice?
What was the last part?
Why would working with your company will be a smart choice?
Because we are orientation success group, and orientation is all we do. And you can look at our long list of clientele that have had successful programs, and we also offer a refund policy on our consultant services if you do not see results.
Any more questions?
What you can do to create a better experience for transfer students? What you can do to create a better experience for transfer students?
So, to create a better experience for transfer students, like I said, honestly, the transfer orientation sessions are kind of boring. They're kind of dull. We're on campus, they will be on campus for like about 4 hours, honestly, just sitting in, going from room to room. I feel as though not necessarily staying overnight or staying the weekend like the freshman classes would stay. Give them more time. Let them go to the game room. Let them, go inside the gym if they want to play basketball. Let them experience the campus life, other than going inside of humanities or the TLC to just create a schedule without help.
I think there's one more question.
I don't know if anyone asked you that, but did you say like how long it would take to implement the recommendations? You did on. Okay, this is a long question. What do you believe our long-term potential is compared to other departments / organizations you've looked at or worked with? Why or why not? You want me to say that again?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question correctly, but if I am, we wouldn't really work with other groups because we are strictly orientation related.
Okay.
Does that answer that?
What about other universities?
Like I said, I didn't really understand the question.
All right.